Hi guys, my name is Tony. I'm just a regular guy who loves climbing. I fell in love with climbing at age 35. I'm 35 now, so it's pretty recent, but I just love it. And I'm from Montreal, Canada, and it's cold. It's the middle of the winter right now, so I'm in my basement and I'm just practicing stuff because I can't wait for the snow to melt so that I can go climb outside. Right now I climb inside at the climbing gym, obviously, but I can't wait to go climb on real rocks. But for now, I'm just practicing in my basement. And today I'll be practicing setting up a top rope anchor so that I'm confident and I'm ready when it's time to go rock climbing outside. And I'll start with just, top roping, but I want to make sure that my anchors, are super safe, super solid, obviously, and I just have like the confidence to do it for real when springtime comes. I'm not an expert. I'm not trying to teach you anything, but if I can inspire, if I can explain what I'm doing, basically, I just want to share. I love it so much that I just want to share. All right, so let's go. All right, let's do this. So I bought bolt hangers two of them that I screwed onto the wood here in my basement, knowing that locally at the local crags, most of the time I'll be in a situation where we have good bolts, good hangers, just like that. So the first thing I'm going to do to set up my top rope anchor is using locking carabiners like that, and I'm going to clip one into each of the hangers. And I'm going to make sure that the doors face opposite sides. And now I'm going to take a sling and I'm simply going to clip the sling into each of the carabiners. So we have the first step of our top rope anchor. I watched a lot of videos online. Thank you everybody who took the time to put up good videos and instructional videos. And basically some people are doing an already equalized anchor. So it's an anchor with a knot, and an anchor that will be only have only one direction, and you can't really slide from side to side. So you need to be in the direction of gravity, basically, because you won't be able to adjust a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. I think I'm going to be using more self-equalizing anchors because it gives you a little bit of leeway. So maybe you have a route that is a bit more to the left, and then someone else, or later on you want to do a route that's a little bit more to the right. Then it's fun to be able to slide left and right a little bit, and you don't necessarily have to go back up and adjust your anchor. I'm not very good at it, but I'm gonna unclip for now, and I'm gonna make just a little overhand knot because we want to limit the leeway I was just talking about. So I want to be able to slide a bit left and slide a bit right, but this will be a stopper. It'll prevent just sliding too much, basically. I know I suck at this. And this is exactly why I'm practicing right now. So when I'm on top of the crag, I can look and feel like a pro. Yeah, it's a bit too high. So let's say I clip back I will make sure to lock my carabiners. Obviously, you really want to pay attention to that and double, triple check that. And now I have a little bit of leeway here because I have two overhand knots that will act as sliders. So I will now clip my two round carabiners, and this is where the rope will slide. So it's a smoother surface. It will not damage the rope. And something I learned also by watching some very good videos is that it's very important to do a magic X. So it's very important to do like a 180 with one of the slings. So you have something like this. I don't know if you can quite see. I'll show you. I had to try and see why, and to actually learn why it's important. So let's say you have your carabiner here, and for whatever reason, maybe one of the hangers, one of the bolts wasn't so good, or I don't know, your carabiner gets undone, or it breaks. I know it takes a lot for it to break, but just bear with me. Just let's say that this breaks here. And then you have tension here, and it can slide right through, and whoa, the climber hits the ground, right? This is very bad. So that's what you'll be able to prevent by doing your magic X. I'll keep it open because if I'm going to demonstrate this, I'm going to demonstrate it properly. So I'm going to twist this end, just one of the two ends of the sling, and I'm going to clip my carabiner. And now let's say the same thing happens. One anchor or one bolt pops up, and now look what happens. Your climber is still safe because you're still relying on, one of the bolts. So this makes a huge difference. I'm so happy that I learned that very important detail. All right, my two carabiners are locked. I have my magic X, and what I was saying before is, maybe you have one route that's this direction, and maybe later on you want to do one that's a bit more to the left, so you'll be able to, swing a little bit to the left and swing a little bit to the right, but not too much because the knots are preventing excessive, sliding from left to right. I'm going to add a second carabiner because we always want to double this as well, and I'm going to clip this, and I'm going to make sure that again the doors open in opposite directions. So again we could see somewhat of an X right here. So this is good. Now I'm ready to clip my rope. So one more step that I almost forgot, and this is why I'm practicing all of that in my basement before going to the wall. I want to make sure that I back up my top rope anchor. Even though I'm relying on two different bolts, two different hangers, I want to back it up with a third anchor point. Maybe another bolt that's a bit further away, or maybe wrapping my sling around a tree that's at the top of the cliff. So this is what I'm going to pretend to do. So hold on here. If I go around this piece of wood, and let's say that for the sake of this example, this is a tree, so I'm going around the tree, and I'm going to do a little overhand knot again. So now this is my backup, and I'm going to clip this into both carabiners, and I think it looks good. I think it's perfect. So if something goes horribly wrong, it's preventing my range of motion a little bit. So maybe it's a bit too short, so I could make this a bit longer. But at least, I mean, I have a third point and this is all backed up. It's pretty good for me. And now I can clip the middle of my rope into my anchor and make sure that I close both doors. And I think this is pretty safe. So I have my two locking carabiners here, you know, clipped into the hangers. I have my two carabiners here clipped into a Magic X, you know, through this sling here, and I have a backup, so a third anchor point. You know, if everything else fails, all this is locked, and I have my, you know, top rope anchor that's functioning right here. So now I'm just going to test this. Alright, that's it. Please like this video, share this video, don't hesitate to comment, and please subscribe to this channel. I'm probably going to make more of these little videos because I'm having a lot of fun just talking about my passion. Once again, I'm Tony, and this is just a regular guy who really likes climbing. Bye-bye.